The speaker is a 22-year-old Korean university student named Da-bin, who met an unexpected event while taking a late-night bus.
I go to school in Seoul, but I live on the edge of Gyeonggi province. So sometimes when I stay late editing in the film lab, I have to take one of those weird late-night buses that only run once an hour. They're kind of sketchy, almost always empty, but they're cheap, and I was broke. This happened last spring. It was 12:40 a.m., and I just missed my regular bus, so I checked the schedule and saw one more bus heading my direction. Bus 2413. I thought the number was weird. Buses usually aren't labeled like that, but I figured maybe it was a night route or something. It pulled up, old and faded, the numbers barely lit on the sign. I stepped on and saw only two people inside, an old man sitting in the very back and the driver, who didn't even look at me. He just said in this flat voice, "Middle row, right side, that seat's open." I was a little creeped out by how specific he was, but again, tired, broke, whatever. I sat where he told me. The bus started moving, and that's when I noticed something strange. The city lights outside, they weren't changing. It was like we were driving past the same block over and over again. Same buildings, same posters, even the same flickering street lamp. I looked around the bus. No one else seemed to notice. The old man in the back was whispering something into his cupped hands, over and over. I couldn't hear the words. I didn't want to. I checked my phone for the time. It was 12:40 a.m. Still, it hadn't changed. No signal either. I started to panic a little. But before I could move, the driver spoke again, without turning around. "Don't switch seats, no matter what." I hadn't said anything. I hadn't moved. But he knew. That's when I realized there were other passengers now. People who hadn't been there before. Their clothes looked wrong, outdated, dirty, torn, and none of them were blinking. They just stared forward, mouths slightly open, like dolls. And they were all sitting on the left side of the bus. Then the old man in the back stood up. He started walking toward me, slowly, still whispering. And now I could hear the words. "My seat, my seat. You took my seat, my seat, my seat." I stood up, panicking. Looked to the driver. He didn't even flinch. Just said, "If you move, you stay." I sat back down. I didn't look at the old man. I just closed my eyes, kept whispering to myself, "This isn't real. This isn't real." But I could feel him standing beside me, breathing heavy, waiting. I must have blacked out at some point, because when I opened my eyes, it was daylight. The bus was parked in front of my neighborhood. The driver was gone. The old man was gone. The left side of the bus, completely empty. But the middle row, right side, the seat I had been in, was soaked, like someone had poured water or blood onto it, and carved into the seat cushion were 3 words scratched deep into the fabric: "Right side levs." I reported it to the bus company. They said no such route exists. There's no 2413 bus, and they've never had one that runs past midnight on that road. Since then, I only take the subway, even if it means walking home after, because I know that bus is still out there, waiting for someone who's too tired to notice the time, someone who doesn't mind switching seats.